All right. Shalom, Akim. Start this lesson. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakadash. Jump on the star apostle. That was a great Milton that taught us the truth. Peace and blessings to the sincere Akim for pushing this truth. The brother we are from the Great Milton Miami camp. Come back to the spirit part of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. That'll make another lesson. Lord willing, you are edified. In this lesson, I'm be going into how famine is first, then it's chow time. And by chow time, I mean cannibalism. Because there's a saying on the Snickers bar: "You're not you when you're hungry." Understand that when there's a famine, any food that you ate, of course, in that famine, you will have a little bit of food, but how long is that going to last you? It's only it's only in so much time, you are going to be able to eat that food that you may have, that little food that you may have, and it's already inflation as it is on, going on right now, and on top of that, the people are buying, you know, only enough to what they can last them probably like a day or two. It's not like back in the day or a few years ago when you could buy a bunch of food for $300, $400. No, man. And you may probably grab a few things. The total could already be coming up to $100. The price of food is coming up, but now when it comes to a famine, that food that you may have for a day or two, you're gonna eat that food, and then after that, that's when the suffering comes. That's when the body starts to eat away at itself. When you're not putting in any more nutrients to the body, man. And all the fat that you had, you know, on your body gets eaten, man. And then when the body finishes eating up all that fat that it had stored, now you become delusional. Now you start to look at things that are not edible as edible. You're gonna start looking at rocks and grass, as edible things. You know, people as edible things, man. That saying on that Snickers bar is spiritual, man. You're not you when you're hungry. You start to lose your mind. When you don't eat for a couple days or weeks, you start to lose your mind, man. And that's what we're gonna see coming to America, man. The love of menu waxing cold. You know, that same neighbor that you saw bringing in a lot of food, but you took no thought of it because, hey, you was bringing in your little goods, but now that you ran out of your goods, you're gonna try to get what your neighbor has, man. That's the love of many waxing cold. You can know that person for 10 years, been your neighbor, been your good friend, but hey, now it's gonna be survival of the fittest. That's what's gonna bring that cannibalism, that famine. Then after the famine is, during that famine, it's gonna be cannibalism. Then people gonna start to eat them, eat their kids, you know, and such things, man. As it says in Second Kings, there's a famine in Samaria, you know. But I got precept now. This is Second Ezra 15, verse 3, and it says, oh no, verse 5, Slakia. Second Ezra 15 and verse 5, and it says, "Behold, say unto the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Right, man. So the Lord is bringing that famine. The Lord is bringing death and destruction, and the sword. And guess why? Because the Lord has brought us prophets out, to warn you of these things, but y'all don't want to listen. So now the fact that you don't want to listen, guess what the Lord's gonna do, man? Judgment, man. It's only right. It's only right that the Lord is being fair. He's not just only just bringing judgment without no warning. He's putting out the warning through who, man? His prophet, his men. That's who's warning you of the famine, of the destruction, of the sword. But if you don't listen to to the prophets, you're gonna be as good as done, man. You're gonna be them same people running down to Walmart trying to get their last bitty goods, and there's not gonna be any goods, man. Scripture say that there, the storehouse is gonna be empty, and I think it's in this chapter too, man. Yeah, verse 57. No, it's like, not this chapter, but and still, it's Second Ezra 15, verse 57, and it says, "Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and thou shalt perish with the sword in the field." Right, man. What's a sword now? The modern day gun. You people are going to perish by the modern day gun. And your children are going to die by famine. Because when there's no more food for you, for little Tommy, you're gonna start looking at Tommy as food. You know, and it's proven in the scripture that it happened before. So it's not gonna be nothing new when we see cannibalism coming back, man. Because it's in the scriptures. It says verse 50, 58, it says, "They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger; they shall eat their own flesh and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water." Right, man. You gonna eat your own flesh. Drink your own blood, cause you're gonna think you're gonna look at yourself as edible, man. And that's the scripture say. There's a worse. That's the worst way to die. It's better to die by the sword than die of famine, because it's a very slow, painful death. It's very slow. Here it is. You just sitting wherever you at. Your body's just eating at itself. Start getting delusional. You start looking at things that's not edible as edible. That's a very painful death, man. Slow. You know, and that's gonna be that chow time for you people. Y'all gonna be eating yourselves, man. Eating yourself and eating your kids. You know, it's not nothing new. This is Lamentations 4. This is 4 and verse 9. And it says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For the pines away, stricken through, for the rut, one of fruits." It's like you're driving, taking traffic. Verse 9, and it says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through the want of fruits of the field." Right, man. It's better to be slain by the sword than be killed by famine. And guess why? Because if you get slain by the sword, the modern day gun, it's a nice and quick death. Depending on where you shot. But that's better. That's better than being starved to death. Because you are suffering with with no help. That's scary, man. You know, and that's why we ought to pray to Yahweh Shimon Shai, that the Lord keep us in those times, man. Because in those times when when people are dying of famine, the men of the Lord are going to be good, man. Scripture saying famine, that's our drink. You know, and that's a comfort. The famine and the sword and the destruction. That's for the wicked. That's not for the men of the Lord. You know. This is Revelation 18, verse 8. Revelation 18, and it says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall utterly be burnt with fire. For the Lord for strong is the Lord power who judges her." Right, man. Revelation 18 going into destruction and downfall of Babylon. But with the downfall of Babylon comes famine. You know, all these things in one day. You know, destruction, Jacob's trouble. People bugging out, apparitions, newly created creatures. All these things, man. And think about it like this too. It's gonna be Jacob's trouble, love him anyway, cold. People riding in the streets, people running around. You know, and the least thing you want to think about is famine. But the Lord called like that, man. That should be the least of your worries. But hey, that's gonna be a big worry on the face of these people, man. They're gonna be going through all hell, and they're gonna be still trying to look for food, man. You know, that's how bad the Lord is. you know, and it's gonna be a very slow death for you people. And you know, ultimately, you people deserve it too, man, because y'all put away the sword. You know, y'all mock the prophets. Y'all don't want to turn to the Lord. You know, the grace period is open now, but y'all don't want to turn back. You know, so y'all deserve famine. Y'all deserve death. You deserve to be killed slowly by famine. You know, because y'all don't want to seek y'all by Shimmy Shai. You know, it's only right. It's only fair. But I got a last precept. This is us. Second Ezra 6, verse 22. It says, and suddenly Sarkin says, suddenly shall the sown places be unsown, the full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty. Right, man, you know, you Walmart, you Targets, you know, you superstores, you know, they're gonna be found empty. Cause guess why? That's where people go to, when there's a disaster, people go run to their stores and hoard, take up all the goods for themselves. Guess why? Because they're in a panic state of mind. They were yet in their comfortable state, but now they're in an uncomfortable state. And you know, guess what they go do? They go run to the stores and go buy everything up in bulk. You know, not thinking of the next person. Because guess what? It's survival of the fittest. There's not gonna be no more of the next person. You're not gonna be worried about the next person. You know, and you know that's how the Lord gonna play it out too, man. Yeah, these storehouses gonna be found empty. You gonna want to go because and ultimately too, these storehouses gonna get turned into fever camps, man. Too. Now you can't have all these food and all these merchandise, in a superstore, knowing that famine is coming, and knowing that Jacob's trouble, and in martial law, you know, but that's the lesson, man. The title of the lesson is gonna be um, famine is first, then it's child time, man. Famine is gonna come first, then you people gonna start to eat away at yourselves, and at your children, man. You know. And below you was edified with that honor, give our praises and our glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Kakadash, double honor to my apostle, elders of great milton that taught me the truth. Peace and blessings to the sincere occupant of that honor.